prioritize your comfort and well-being. Whether you're managing a chronic condition or seeking specialized IV therapy, our state-of-the-art center offers tailored solutions to meet your needs. Advanced Infusion Center's dedicated healthcare professionals are here to ensure your safety and provide personalized care. Conveniently located in Sacramento and Yuba City with flexible scheduling options. Experience a new standard in infusion therapy. Visit Advanced Infusion Center today at advancedinfusion.com.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that, and third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, for the A's to have any chance of contending this year, it will start with starting pitching. And besides the tough outing by Joey Estes in the home opener, and looking back at the Seattle series and led by offseason acquisitions Luis Severino and Jeffrey Springs, the A's starters went 23 2/3 innings. They allowed just 14 hits and 3 earned runs. Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business with reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solution, and Wi-Fi backup. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. For details on special offers, including free professional installation and up to a $500 Visa prepaid card on qualifying internet bundles, log on to business.comcast.com. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by Malik. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake.
Sacramento, stand up. Your Sacramento Kings. They go into Cleveland. In a game nobody gave them a shot. Everybody was counting my guys out. And yet, what do? They handle the Cleveland Cavaliers for the second time this season. That's right. They smack them up and sweep them this season. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes. It is the Drive Guys shortened show, a bridge show, only half an hour before we take you up to game night with the High Flyer and Scott Marsh. We got my man Kyle Ledbetter behind the boards. And Kyle, let me say this. I know you're on Alan Styles' show for the last 4 hours or so, but I'm going to treat you like a two-way player, big fella. You know what I mean? Now you're on the big show. So are you going to be Keon Ellis, or are you going to be a guy that we cut at the end of this half hour? You tell me, man.
I'm ready to step up.
I'm
ready to be a drive guy, Drapes.
Hit us up, 916-339-1140. I'm going to tell you what. I know Sacramento Kings fans, it's been a rough season. It's been tough out there. Saying hi to my guy Jerome Allen right there, Philadelphia native, assistant coach with the Pistons. I know it's been a tough season. But, Kyle, this ain't the place for negativity. Not today. Not on this day when the team has won 2 in a row. When they go into Cleveland and play arguably their best game of the season. When my guy Zack Lavine goes off for 37 points. Now is not the day, Kings fans, to be negative. At least not on this show. Now is a day to embrace. Because let me tell you this, Kyle. Let me tell you this, and I'll get the Drape Stakes coming up in just a little bit. The Sacramento Kings have a chance to go 3-3 on this 6-game road trip. You ask anybody 2 weeks ago, Kyle, if they would take 3-3, they would, with wins potentially over Cleveland and these Detroit Pistons. I think we would all take it. So I don't know what you guys been talking about the last 4 hours. I don't know what Carmichael Dave was talking about either. But right now, vibes are good. Vibes are right with this team. I was in the shoot-around today, in the team meeting today, in the film session today. And I said something to, I forget who I was talking to. The last few days, ever since that Charlotte win, the vibes seem to be right with this team. They seem to be loose. They don't seem to be down in the dumps. So I'm not going to let that seep into this show for the next 25 minutes or so, Kyle. The vibes are up with this squad right now.
Absolutely, Drapes. And one of the things I mentioned earlier is that, there were a lot of people talking about, oh, should we even go to the play-in or what who cares about this season? Now we know we're going to the play-in. Yeah. The Kings are going to make it to the play-in. We're going to have postseason basketball in Sacramento. And so I think it's good to get excited about that now as we lead into that next week.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing, Kyle, to your point. I'm calling the game yesterday in Cleveland, and, the location was rough. It was brutal. Shout out to Detroit. We're courtside. We're right in the front row, so it'll be a much better vantage point tonight. But I'm calling the game last night, and it was a great game. DeMar hit big shots. Zach hits big shots. And then the final buzzer sounded, and I got up from my seat, Kyle, and I thought, man, I feel great. Conversely, I was in Orlando. I was in Washington when we got beat, when we lost to the Wizards, the team we should beat. And I came away from that game feeling defeated, deflated, ready to crawl up into a corner and cry. So with 4 games left to go, I choose to want this team to win. I choose, like you just said, to have playoff basketball, play-in basketball at Golden One Center. Just for our psyche as a fan base, isn't it better when the Sacramento Kings win? And I know people are saying, well, we got to tank for the draft pick and everything like that. I don't care about the draft pick right now. I care about good vibes. You got to understand. Play my music, Kyle. Play my music right now. Let's get to Drape State. Kings fans, we got to understand. We've been battered. We've been bruised. We've been beat up. We've been hurt. We've been angry. We've been left out for dead all season long. From the firing of Mike Brown to De'Aaron Fox getting traded to losing against sorry teams that we should beat. Who am I to say, you know what? I want us to continue in the doldrums. I want us to continue with rain clouds overhead. I want us to continue feeling sad and depressed. Kings fans, these last 4 games, especially if they play like we saw last night, shows me that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is a rainbow out there. I'm not saying we're going to the NBA Finals. I'm not even saying we're going to make the playoffs. But if this team plays the way they did last night, why not win the first play-in game? Why not go on the road and win that second play-in game, excuse me. And the thing about it, Kyle, and I know we've been riding a roller coaster all season long with this Sacramento Kings team, and I get it. It's sort of PTSD. You fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Well, I'm riding that roller coaster too. If the team plays like they did last night, Kyle, this team can make the playoffs, which to me is a good thing for Sacramento.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Drapes, which is this team has always been headed for the play-in. And the good thing about these last 10 games is that they can serve as a, not necessarily always a tune-up, but just as helping you figure out who you want to be by the time you get to April 16th. And now that we're a week away or a week and a half away, and you're seeing those positive results, taking care of business against a bad team like the Hornets, surprising people by beating not just a Cleveland Cavaliers team, but a Cavs team at full strength. Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and Donovan Mitchell shot 2 of 17 from the three-point line last night, and they did that without their best defensive player on the floor. You take those gains and you go into the last 4 games before next week, and you're starting to feel good about playoff positioning again. I feel like that's where people should have been throughout each of these last 2 to 3 weeks, through the ups and the downs.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the conversation regarding tanking for a better draft position and to keep your pick, I think that's in the rearview mirror right now. I mean, this team is bound for the play-in regarding a historic collapse in the Phoenix Suns all of a sudden catching fire. I don't see that happening. So I'm embracing postseason basketball in Sacramento. Let me go back to what I saw last night from the Kings. I'm going to give the coaching staff some credit here, Kyle. I'm going to talk about the players coming up in a minute. But Kings fans, I don't know how closely you watch the game. And I got the box score here. I'll reference the box score coming up in a minute. But the Kings offense looks, I don't want to say entirely different, but I saw some tweaks, especially last night. And I talked to Jay Triano about it. The Kings were running most of their offense from the free throw line, the paint on out. And I say this because they were operating in the middle of the floor. And I think that's where Zack Lavine is at his best. If you operate your offense on one side or the other, we saw it with Cleveland. They like to push you to the side. They like to push you to the sideline. The Kings coaching staff made a tweak. We saw a lot of action, a lot more action in the middle of the floor. We saw screens, guard-to-guard screens in the middle of the floor, and I thought that freed up Zack Lavine. And how about the efficiency that he had last night? 37 points, 15 of 21 shooting. I don't even want to talk about how come he didn't get to the free throw line, but that's the Zack Lavine that we brought here to Sacramento. And here's the thing, Kyle. I understand De'Aaron Fox is great, and this is no slight to De'Aaron Fox, but I think Zack Lavine at his best is a better option for the Sacramento Kings. All we need to see, Kyle, is Zach be more consistent. I need to see it more nights from Zack Lavine. What say you?
I think Zack Lavine was the difference between winning that game and losing that game last night. With 7 minutes left to play, the Cavs were up 101-100, and in those final 7 minutes, Zack Lavine was 4 for 4 from the field, 3 for 3 at the three-point line. I got a little help on that layup where the shot clock might have expired, but at the same time, that's the Zack Lavine down the stretch that can be the difference between winning games like they were with De'Aaron Fox down the stretch and losing games like they had when they dropped 11 out of 14 back in March and early April. That Zack Lavine, if we don't have to have 4 for 4 and 3 from 3 every night, but if you can get that Zack Lavine in critical games, like against Denver, like against the Clippers, and potentially coming up in a play-in round 1 or round 2, that is the key for the Sacramento Kings to be able to win basketball games.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And one of the things I said about De'Aaron Fox when he was here is he can't just be average. He can't just be another guy, one of the guys. And the same thing has to apply to Zack Lavine. He's too damn good, Kyle, to just be a guy scoring 10 points, 12 points. Dude, he should be able to score 17, 18 on an off night in his sleep. And I feel like the Kings are looking for him a little more, running more plays for him, which brings me to my second point, my next point, DeMar DeRozan. Can we get off his back just a little bit, Kyle? Can we get off of DeMar DeRozan's back about ISO DeMar and not giving the ball up or anything like that? Have you seen his assist numbers as of late? Have you seen his assist numbers in March? What we're seeing, sure, Domas is initiating a lot of offense, but they're playing a lot through DeMar DeRozan as well. And to DeMar's credit, Kyle, I feel like he's getting off the ball a little bit quicker, which this team needs. We've heard Keon Ellis talk about it, and I'll get to Keon in a minute. He's warming up right now. We've heard Keon talk about we got to move the ball. We can't just hold on to the ball. I feel like DeMar has heard that, and especially over these last couple of weeks, his assist numbers, we got to give him credit for that.
Absolutely. And I also want to bring the Malik Monk point guard aspect into it as well.
Yeah.
Malik Monk has played that 2-guard position so often, and they've gotten back to putting him in a position to succeed since coming back. But I love DeMar DeRozan being a facilitator of the offense. It's not a perfect situation,
right,
but if you put your best player in that position and give him the chance to make plays, I'm going to trust the future Hall of Famer to make the right plays in those situations.
Exactly. And you said it, future Hall of Famer. Kudos to him. Shout out to him. 26 all-time in scoring. And by the time the season's over, Kyle, he's probably going to be top 25 and pass Reggie Miller here in probably about the next 3 games. So we got to give DeMar DeRozan some love, facilitating and obviously as a scorer. My last point has to do with Keon Ellis. He's warming up right now. He's questionable with the hand soreness. I had a chance to just holler at him just for a second. And what's up, Dwayne? Dwayne Casey in the building, former coach here. What's up, baby? How you been, man? Good seeing you. Yep. And former coach here in Detroit, Dwayne Casey. Shout out to him. But regarding Keon Ellis, everybody wants to know, is he playing? I said, Keon. I looked across at him. I'm like, thumbs up or thumbs down? He gave me the little... So not sure if he's going to play, but he's going through his normal routine right now. And I think we 100% need Keon tonight. Because when you look at the box score last night, Kyle, you can't measure what Keon Ellis gives a team based on the box score. You can't wake up on a Monday morning and say Keon was a +2, so it was an average game. I thought Keon last night, and Katie pointed it out during the broadcast, was the Tasmanian Devil. I know that's Devin Carter's nickname I gave him. But Keon was all over the place. And the thing I love about Keon, he never gives up on a defensive play. He hustling out there. He was hustling since the sun came up. I mean, this guy, Keon Ellis, is not a box score guy. Sure, I'll take the 11 points he had last night here, Kyle. But he adds so much more, and he's a 25 to 30, 32-minute kind of guy for this Sacramento Kings team, not only this season, but even going next season.
Well, sometimes the best way to look at Keon Ellis' success is by looking at the other team's box score. And you've got perhaps the best 1-2 guard combo in the NBA of Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell going 11 for 29 from the field, 2 of 13 from the three-point line. The leading scorer for the Cavs yesterday was Ty Jerome, not one of their 4 All-Stars. No. It was Ty Jerome off the bench, and that, I think, is a testament to Keon Ellis. It has to be, considering he's their best defender other than Keegan Murray, who obviously was not on the floor yesterday.
Yeah, and a bonus Drapes take, Doug Christie. I'm looking at it, and shout out to the starters. They scored 110 of the 120. But Doug was riding the starters like a pack mule out there last night. I'm looking at the minutes. DeMar 40. Trey Lyles played 40, Kyle. Trey Lyles played 40 last night.
I couldn't believe it.
I know, right? Zack Lavine 42. Keon 39 and change. That was a must-win last night, and they came through. And I say this, why not go out here and win tonight? This Pistons team, they've struggled a little bit as of late. You know, Jalen Duren is going to play from what I'm told, so that's a big boost for them. But why not go out there and get this win tonight? This would be a very successful road trip if they finish 3-3. Kyle, that's Drapes Takes. It's brought to you by
Alsco Uniforms. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms.
And I got to remind everybody, today is the last day to sign up for 2 lower-level Kings tickets for a game upcoming, brought to you by myself and Alsco Uniforms, Kyle. Today's the last day. Just go to Sacktownsports.com, sacktownsports.com/contest to sign up. Alsco Uniforms, Kyle Draper. We're giving you 2 lower-level tickets to an upcoming Kings game. Tonight is the last night to sign up for that. All right. I'm fired up. I'm sweating through the blazer right here. Let me say this. I'm holding the show down by myself. Kyle's helping out. Appreciate you. Where's Jay? Where's Whitey at? I've been listening. They've been calling me street clothes. They've been calling me Anthony Davis. They've been calling me this. They've been calling me that. But Kyle, me and you holding it down. We here, big fella.
We're the drive guys for today.
Exactly. We're the drive guys. You know, I'm the drive guy. Where's the rest of my crew? But we're holding it down. The Kings did put out an update on Jake LaRavia. Jake's out there right now. He's been dealing with that left thumb. The Kings say he is progressing. And right now, his return to play process is light on-court workouts. And that's about it. He's out there shooting right now. Has like a wrap or a brace on that left wrist out there. So Jake LaRavia, they miss him. I think they miss him. They've been able to overcome the loss of Jake LaRavia. But if you get him back, you get Keegan back, and I don't think Keegan's going to play. That's just my take. Didn't play last night. If you get him, you get Keegan back, Keon gets healthy. I understand some of our defensive deficiencies, but we also got some dogs too, I think, defensively. And so I'm looking at these next 3 games, 4 if you include tonight, as if we play defense like we did last night, and I understand Cleveland missed some shots. I get that. I understand that. But this team, I'm not afraid of Denver. Definitely not afraid of Phoenix. Like, our path to the play-in is there. And one of the things, Kyle, I said a few weeks ago that I didn't want for this Sacramento Kings team, I didn't want us to limp into the play-in tournament. I wanted us to be playing our best basketball. And I know it's only 2 games, but we have a chance to do that. And if we're playing our best basketball, Kyle, I think we can come out of the play-in. We can definitely beat Dallas, no offense to them. And then who's it going to be? It could be, it's Clippers. It could be Golden State. It could be Minnesota. I mean, that Western Conference standing, from 3 to about 8 is jumbled up. I think separated by what, like a game and a half?
The NBA put out the scenarios today. It could be the Lakers, the Nuggets, the Clippers, the Warriors, the Timberwolves, or the Grizzlies in the 7 or 8 spot.
Yeah. This is, I'll be honest with you, the play-in tournament has worked. It has been fantastic. Think about it, Kyle. Like, it's unbelievable that you have so many guys, so many teams still battling. The only position we know in the entire NBA is OKC. They're the only team to clinch their spot. And so I think it's been a fantastic season. That brings me to tonight's game. What's going to be the key to tonight's game? I think for me, and Doug talked about it during today's film session, is not only matching Detroit's physicality, Kyle. We know with Beef Stew and Duran and all those guys, Thompson, they're a physical team. But as Doug put it today, talking to his team, not only matching the physicality of Detroit, but exceeding the physicality. And that's a tall task, because I look at this Pistons roster. They got some grinders. They got some dogs. They got some dudes ready for a bar fight. Our guys aren't normally like that. But can we channel that and bring that tonight? Because here's the thing, Kyle, and I'm telling people, watch this game tonight. This officiating crew, they're going to let them play. They're going to let Detroit hold. They're going to let them grab. They're going to let Beef Stew throw his body around. And so how do we match or exceed their physicality? Or do we cower and let them dudes? I think that's going to be an important thing to watch. That'll be something you really can't look at the box score and see. That's going to be an eye test kind of thing, Kyle, that I'm looking for tonight.
And especially, how do they do it on a second night of a road back-to-back, potentially shorthanded? The Pistons won't have Tobias Harris tonight, but they're coming in relatively healthy and relatively ready to rock and roll. And I know you and me are the drive guys over here, but our third drive guy just wandered into the studio here too. So let's see. High Flyer, what do you think the key
Where
for
High
tonight
Flyer
is?
at? He's out here too? What's up, big dog? How
What's
you
happening,
feeling?
baby?
Last week you texted me after that Washington game. You were ready to revoke your Kings card and everything. I'm joking, of course. But, dude, what a difference a couple of wins make. I'm feeling better about the squad right now.
You know, Katie, this squad, man, you know, you love your Sacramento Kings, but I'm telling you, man, this squad makes me want to pull. If I had hair on the top of my head, I would be bald again because, you know, we see what happened in Orlando, right? And then we seen what happened in Washington. You know, played good against Indiana. Played a solid game against Indiana. You know what? I even just like that one washes out. But when you walk into Washington and, you know, you lay a big-time egg, I'm like, come on, fellas. Yeah. Come on now. Come on, man. I'm like, come on. So when they come out and beat Charlotte like they're supposed to,
yep,
textbook win.
Yep.
And then you walk into Cleveland, and like you said, nobody expected that win. Nobody. Yep. I'm telling you, I'm not a betting man. We definitely don't bet on the NBA. But I tell you what, if you would have put some money on that game the other night for the Kings to win, you would have came up big.
Came up big.
And they go in, and the team that we saw in Washington definitely wasn't the team that we seen playing against Cleveland. They came out from the jump, ready, focused, ready to play. But KD, how many times have we seen this? I mean, this isn't a movie that we just haven't seen all year. Every time the Kings go up against the Bostons, they go up against the LAs, they go up against the OKCs, which OKC did beat us, but okay. They go up against the Clevelands. Whenever they go up against a team.
Houston number 2 in the West.
Right.
Own them.
Smack Houston.
Yep.
They show up. It's the other guys that we got to worry about.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, though, High Flyer, because you're a player. You played. Who is that on? Is somebody in the locker room? We know Doug is bringing that smoke. We know he's telling them the right things. Is that on the players? Do the players got to be like, get themselves up? I understand. You playing Jordan Poole. Ain't no one-on-one matchup or anything that you're really getting hyped. But how do the players get themselves amped for a game like that?
KD, I don't understand how you don't get up for a game. You know, when you're a player, you have you have a couple of scenarios that you're looking at. Okay, you understand that, you know, Washington is your opponent, and you might not respect them. You might not. But I tell you what, you have to look at the end-all goal, what you're trying to achieve. And beating Washington was a part of your end-all goal. Cleveland wasn't even in the scenario. That's how you got to get up.
Yeah. And here's the thing. With 4 games left to go, it ain't even about the opponent.
No.
It's about you knowing, hey, if we want to get to the play-in, if we want to reach the playoffs, it don't matter if you play at Washington, Cleveland, Detroit, Denver. It doesn't matter. You got to get yourself ready to play and that was the most disappointing thing. I haven't been on since that Washington game. I don't think that was the most disappointing thing
by far
is that they knew what was at stake. Mm-hmm. They knew what they were playing for, and they rolled over and played dead, and they lost to the worst team in the Eastern Conference, one of the worst teams.
Right, but
I'll say this, High Flyer, before we get out of here.
Yeah.
I know your show coming up. I'm liking the vibes, and I'm expecting a great game today, Big Bell. I'm expecting a good game from us.
I got to agree with you. I'm not even worried about the standings. We know we're going to be in the play-in. My main thing for this team is that these last 4 games, be playing your best basketball and be on an upward trajectory. That's where we need you once this play-in starts.
High Flyer, have a good show, man. Have a great call tonight. Kings, Pistons coming up next. It's game night here. Detroit, Sacramento, stand up. Should be a good one here for everybody. Kyle Ledbetter, appreciate you holding it down. The Drive Guys with Whitey, myself, and Jay returns tomorrow at 2. We'll see you then. Coming up next, game night.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
And now a brief history of the garage door. Garage doors could date back to 450 BC when chariots were stored in gatehouses. Here in the States, they became a